Wednesday night #InsaneFriends show on Saneauto. On these shows, we sometimes have a guest, and other times we do the same format as we do on our Sane Sunday Live if we don't have a guest, which is tonight. We don't have a guest, so we will do the same format if we do on Sane Sunday Live. We're live every 7:30 every Sunday and Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here's Carol, the queen of the car scene and the queen of the insurance scene too. During these shows, we start out with shouting out the local events, the car shows and the cruise-ins to help support the children's charities and the veterans charities that they support. Then we move on to the #InsaneFriends calendar and shout out the other #InsaneFriends that have these shows on just about every night of the week. So you have some place you can go and get support and hang out with your friends and talk about car stuff. And then we do the car trivia. Here lately, we've been doing some really old antique car trivia from turn of the century. We're going to continue that theme tonight. So be thinking 100-year-old cars and 100-year-old car companies.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And some of these...
Cars are 100 years old?
Quite a bit more than 100 years old now.
Wow.
Some of these trivia questions. Hey, Horsey Shop, what's happening?
Long time no see.
Congratulations on being first in chat. If you've seen some of the previous live shows and the previous trivia that we've done, you might have a better idea of what the answers are to the last few trivia questions tonight. So without further ado, we're going to do the calendar. And this month's car of the month on the calendar is a 58 MGA.
Oh, wow.
It's 58 MGA.
This is not the right mouse. I need to go get the right mouse.
My mom drove a black 58 MGB.
I had an MGB.
When we lived on Warner Robins Air Force Base. Now, it is April the 10th, Wednesday night. So the next thing on the calendar for here local is Bugapalooza. If you like Volkswagens or any other German types of vehicles, Bugapalooza is awesome. Or if you just like going to a really cool event where they have fun activities for the whole family, including face painting and
cool! I get to get my
the chicken dance, which you can see on our channel. We did film the chicken dance this previous year at Bugapalooza, and we also filmed the, well, what do they call, the car limbo, where everybody just piles up on the cars and tries to make the cars as short as possible and go underneath the limbo bar. Oh, Horsey Shop is doing some battery shopping for his Cub Cadet. We just bought a new battery for our Cub Cadet.
Yeah.
It starts so nice. I drive the Kubota diesel. She drives the Cub Cadet. And now it has a brand new battery. Also on the same weekend, the 27th of April, during Bugapalooza at Camp Jordan in East Ridge, which starts at 8 a.m. by the way. And last year raised over $13,000 for the Ronald McDonald House. If you don't want to go to an event in Tennessee, near North Atlanta at Kennesaw, there's the Kennesaw Mountain Shrine Car Show and Gospel Festival at 1380 White Circle, Northwest Marietta, Georgia. That is on the 27th of April. Then we have June. Wait a minute. Let's skip something. Yes, let's skip the whole month of May. Woo! There's a lot of stuff in May too, because the car scene, car show season is just rocking by the time May comes around. Starting off with the 4th of May, Saturday, the Peach State Tractor Show. So there'll be lots and lots of tractors, all kinds of Ford, John Deere, Cushman. I can't remember a bunch of the names of them right now, but I should have prepared better. 9 a.m. at Prater's Mill in Dalton, Georgia, just a little bit north of here. You can still see the Appalachian Mountains as well from Prater's Mill as you can see them from here. It goes from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And when it starts getting really, really hot, it's over. People start piling out of there for a very good reason. On the 11th of May, the 11th of May, there's the Cruising Car, Truck, Bike, and Plane Show at Tom B. David Field, 1957 Highway 41, southwest Calhoun, Georgia. That's a couple of exits south of here. And there will be free airplane rides for kids 8 to 17 years old. And this benefits the Redeemed Youth Group. The 25th of May, the King and Queen of the Car Scene, will be personally appearing at the Streetcar Life's Car Show in the Chat State parking lot. That is a huge venue.
That's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a booth.
Yes, we are. And we're going to take the Fonzie bikes.
Wow.
There will be $2,400 in prizes up for grabs. The City Cruisers will be there. North Georgia Stangs will be there.
Oh.
Saneauto will be there.
Auto guy. Wow.
Face painting will be there for the kids. Hey, old car auto guy. And dyno testing for the big kids. There will be a special lot for featured vehicles.
Which one do I get to be, a little kid or a big kid? I don't
You're
want
cute
to be
enough
dyno testing.
You can get face painting.
Okay.
On the same weekend, there's a Smoky Mountain Auto Stampede north of Chattanooga, way north of Chattanooga, up near Gatlinburg, actually in Gatlinburg. It is put on by Don Lowry, and it's the Twin Creek Picnic Pavilion in Gatlinburg, and it is to benefit the We Care Children's Outreach. They provide toys for children that don't have any during Christmas time. And there is a sick little boy that needs help with his medical bills that will be taking donations at the Streetcar Life Car Show for him all day. It's from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. I say all day during the whole event. Hoss Glover is here, and Hoss, I know how you feel working late in the shop. As soon as we're done with the live, I'm back out in the shop to finish unloading equipment out of the van. I've got the big transmission jack that goes up underneath for using up underneath the lift, so it's a good 300 pounds. Got to unload that. I already unloaded the couple of engines that I had in there and the engine hoist. So thank goodness I don't have to do that after the live show. If I seem tired, that's probably why, because I get up early in the morning when she goes to the insurance office and sells car insurance all day, and I'm loading up stuff at the shop and bringing it down here to this shop. And I usually load until a little after lunchtime, and then I race back over here and unload until dark, and sometimes till after dark. Tonight was an after dark unloading because of the engines and stuff. They're kind of slow going, and it just ran a little long, and I couldn't wait to hang out with you guys and do the live and stuff. We didn't want to miss another live like we did last Wednesday, and so I figure even if it's dark, at least look on the bright side. It'll be cooler out there in the shop after the sun goes down. Making Tracks, welcome. Good to see you in the chat too. Hoss Glover, try not to get burnt, bruised, and bleeding out there working late in the shop. Now, that pretty much concludes the calendar, because we don't go over the whole year. Because if you're like me, you can't remember but maybe a month and a half at a time anyway. We have the hashtag Insanefriends live calendar. So I'd like to shout out everybody else that participates in the Insane Friends live marathon that happens every week. And it is Wednesday night, so you're right here at hashtag Insane Friends, and we will get to trivia, car trivia, here in just a minute. After I shout out Muscle Car Appraisal comes on after we do at 9 p.m. We are on at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Muscle Car Appraisal is on at 9 p.m. Thursday, it is Dorito and La Lucha Cabra at 9:30, followed by Easy 2 Tips, Tricks, etc., at 10:30. They are both in California, so that starts with Dorito and Lucha Cabra. I think California time's around 6 o'clock, and Easy 2 Tips, Tricks, etc., around 7 o'clock California time. Then Saturday, we have Chopper's Rule 1 at 6:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. He is in Australia, so that is actually Sunday morning in Australia. So you watch his show, you get to see the future. Followed by Fab Automotive Detailing at 9 p.m. Then we're full circle to Sunday at 7:30 with the same Sunday live show. Same format as you see here. Followed by Gregory Salvatore at 9 p.m. Monday is One Wheel E at 9 p.m. And Tuesday is Bub's Vacation at 9 p.m. And then you're all the way back here to Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Shout out to the Luch Mob and all our hashtag Insane Friends and the hashtag I Am a Creator group and everyone in it. And welcome everyone here to the chat. Horses Shop, Old Car Auto Guy, Hoss Glover, Making Tracks, Horses Shop, and I do believe Old Car Auto Guy and one of his friends have a live show on Thursdays, and they take turns hosting that live show. JJ, the karaoke rideshare driver.
Wow, how are you doing? You gonna sing for us?
This is a great, some insane singing on her channel.
Yeah,
that's
it
for
is.
sure.
Awesome.
Horses Shop has switched his live streaming time from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He lives on Fridays. All right, car trivia. It is time for car trivia. Our first question, remember I warned you, these are 100-year-old car trivia. April the 6th, 1908. This is 101 years ago that a promising car company lost its founder. He died from his injuries when he was starting one of his cars with the starter crank. You know, this old starter cranks. And the thing kicked back and it broke his jaw. He ended up with gangrene and it killed him. Who was this man? Making Tracks has got to head off. It's great having you here. Thank you for stopping by. I hope your studies are going well, JJ. I know it's got to be.
It's got to be awful.
Yeah,
a
doing
lot
all
of
that law.
studying. I get enough law with the insurance.
Yep, 101 years ago. April the 6th, 1908. Trying to crank up the car. He kicked back and broke his jaw. He later died from these injuries. It ended up
It was
going to
a
gangrene.
mean car that killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Christine.
Who was this man? Maybe to help, let's see if I can do give y'all a screen share of what the car looks like. It'll let me. Okay. These are the cars he built at his car company. Hopefully that'll give you a clue. Some of his cars look kind of like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
No, I can't see. I'm not seeing. Did you share it, Clay?
The car started out air-cooled. I don't know if they ever got into the liquid-cooled engines before the end of the car company or not. But I do know they also started out with the little flat 2-cylinders, and then they ended up having 2 cylinders and 4 cylinders, and then they ended up discontinuing the 2 cylinders and having nothing but 4-cylinder. They also had a very unique transmission. Oh, I forgot about Franklin Air Cool, but that's not it. But that's maybe I'll do some trivia on the Franklin Car Company in a future live. We've got quite a few of these turn of the century cars on our channel since we filmed a bunch of them at the museum a little bit south of here. It's been about a year ago, hadn't it, honey?
Yeah,
we filmed all those.
Go back.
Yeah, it'd be nice to go back and get some more film of those nice cars.
They might have added a new one by now.
I think the youngest car that's there, and it was a lot younger than the other cars, was one of GM's first electric cars, the EV1.
Yeah.
And it was a surviving EV1 because if you know anything about the EV1s, all GM crushed everyone they could get hold of, and they shredded all the paperwork from all of the R&D. It's like they were trying to erase that car and everything about that car from history. But a handful of those EV1s were hidden by their owners, and they actually um, risk jail time by hiding those cars. But then there were some of them that were donated to museums and stuff that were perfectly legit, that were allowed to be kept. And I don't know how they convinced GM to let them do that, but they did. And this is one of those museum pieces. And they were contractually obligated to disable the cars in order to keep them. Oh, that would be a neat place to film Horse's shop. He says there's a museum about an hour away from him, and it has a building that's dedicated to nothing but Franklin air-cooled automobiles.
Wow.
That's pretty
Be
awesome.
Pretty neat. Are they all shiny? The ones we saw in the museum had bronze and brass and...
On our trivia last week, we had the Porsche. One of the questions was, what year did Porsche sell and deliver the last air-cooled model? And that was 1998. So it was as late as 1998 that Porsche was still putting air-cooled engines in their cars.
I don't have to.
Okay, since nobody's going to get it, I'm going to give away the first question, and that is Byron Carter. Ah! Later, there will be something to do with Cadillac, because Byron Carter, this does tie into Cadillac later, but it'll be right in the 5th or 6th question before we get to the Cadillac. You'll see how Byron Carter is the guy that died in 1908, April the 6th, almost exactly 101 years ago today. 101 years and 4 days it would be that he died.
What?
Byron Carter.
Yeah, and what?
So the next question is, and that's a good question, because the next question is, what was the name of his car company?
Ah.
What was the name of Byron Carter's car company? Horse's Shop says Chevrolet made an overhead valve V8 from 1917 to 1918. Now, in 1917 to 1918, that would be an exciting engine to have, because that's way beyond its time. And would be expensive to make, too. Lonesome's Garage, welcome to the chat. Our first question of the night was in April 16, 1908, 101 years ago. This man died. He's a owner of a promising car company and its founder. When he was trying to crank a car and it kicked back.
Lonesome's Garage.
Using the hand crank, and it kicked back and it broke his jaw. He ended up with gangrene. It killed him. And the answer to that question was Byron Carter. The next question on the list is, what was the name of his car company? Now, this car company existed from, well, it existed longer than that, but they were manufacturing cars from 1905 to 1915 in Michigan. So this is one of the early U.S. car companies. B&O Outdoors. Welcome to the chat. We're in the midst of our 100-year-old car trivia tonight. We don't always have car trivia from 100 years ago, but tonight just happens to be all very antique stuff.
Yeah, no, outdoors. Yay! How are you?
So anybody guess what the name of Byron Carter's car company was from 1905 to 1915? Let's see if we can give you another look at his cars. First, we got to get, there we go. All right. There's some of Byron Carter's cars right there. Some of Byron Carter's cars manufactured from 1905 to 1915 in Michigan. What was the name of his car company? Carter Motor Car. Very good, Lonesome's Garage. Oh, and JJ, thank you so much for tweeting out our stream. That is awesome. Lonesome's Garage. Congratulations, you are going up on screen share.
Ding, 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 ding.
At least your channel is.
Yay! Yippee! Yahoo! Woohoo! Yay!
There we go. Lonesome's Garage. As you can tell, he gets burnt, bruised, and bleeding like the rest of us. Always working on something. Involving parts and tools and all the great stuff that we like to play with. Now, I know some of you don't get burnt, bruised, and bleeding. That's fine with me. Some of you work out of your cars, work in your cars. But we all at least drive cars and enjoy a little car trivia. Speaking of car trivia, our next question is, who bought Carter car in 1909? And if you already won, don't answer. Let somebody else win and get up on screen share. No date. Who bought the Carter car company in 1909?
Oops. I tried to stop this.
Then you have the biggest slide correctly. If you hear this message, but not your own voice, something is wrong with your audio recording.
If you hear some funny noises, she's just setting up her Skype over here. Because apparently that's the way they do job interviews nowadays. And she's up for a better job at better pay in Chattanooga. So, which is kind of ironic because we just sold our commercial property in Chattanooga. So we were going to be in this position where we wouldn't be going to Chattanooga as often anymore. And then she gets this offer for a better job and better pay in Chattanooga. With it's still insurance, of course. Still be selling insurance. And since she's licensed in both Tennessee and Georgia, it wouldn't be any problem for her to sell insurance there as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
So we might be continuing to go to Chattanooga every day anyway.
No, lonesomes, you shouldn't drop a hint. No.
I know he knows the answer and it's killing him. He knew the Carter Car Company. I bet he knows who bought it.
Well, Bob said I may be up there soon. He says we need some good insurance salespeople here.
Yeah, they'd definitely have a good one if she was up there selling it.
Yep, and you could come in and you could buy your insurance from me at Austin.
Carter Car Company. Somebody bought it in 19. I'll give a hint. It's another American car company that is still in business that bought the Carter Car Company in 1909. That narrows it down a great deal. It narrows it down a lot. Or I would accept the name of the person who was running that company at the time.
Which one are we on?
3.
This one? This one?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you have any Ford trailer?
It is Bubsification. You are correct. It was GM. And JJ, Karaoke Rideshare is correct. It is GM.
Awesome.
GM bought the company in 1909, and it kept producing cars until 1915. So we have 2 winners here. Usually I just take the first correct answer, but y'all were so close together. Give you both your 2 minutes of fame. Just a second here. And Bubsification is live on Tuesday nights.
Awesome.
On behalf of the hashtag Insane Friends, carrying the awesome torch for the hashtag Insane Friends calendar, Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Bubsification, you are right. Chattanooga is growing. It's growing quite a bit. That is what helped me find a buyer for our commercial property. I wasn't really even looking for a buyer at the time because the growth helped me find a tenant for the building, and I was content with just renting it to that tenant and collecting that rent money and using that to pay off things, and was going to do some more repairs and fixing up and modernizing of the building with the rent money and then sell it later. But, you know, somebody else wanted it real bad and gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. So it belongs to them now. And I am up there every day loading up stuff. And moving stuff with the van, unloading the last few items that I loaded up today without the sun blazing on me this time. I was unloading engines earlier today that I loaded up this morning. It wasn't so bad loading them up this morning because I was inside that big, huge building loading everything up. But in the afternoon, I was unloading them on the concrete pad out here, and there was no shade. Getting blistered out there. Bub's Vacation not only has off-road vehicles, including go-karts and motorcycles, but he also has a lot of live streams and sometimes a little bit of coverage and news about what's going on in Chattanooga. Our next question is, who was inspired to develop the electric self-starting system because of Byron Carter's death? Who was inspired to develop the electric, they called it the self-starting system. We know it is electric start now. But who was inspired to develop the electric self-starting system because of Byron Carter's death? It was somebody that knew him personally. They were friends. And this other guy at his car company, he wanted to develop the electric car starting system to a point where they could actually put it on the cars and be cheap enough to where they could afford to put it on all the cars, and this kind of thing would never happen to anyone else again. Who was that person? Here's JJ's channel, as requested by Bub's Vacation. And JJ also got this question correct, that it was GM. And it was William Durant who was going around, of GM, who was going around buying lots of car companies at the time, and bought the Carter car company. And he said in a statement that one of the reasons he bought the Carter car company is because they had that unique transmission. So he bought that whole company for the transmission that was in those cars. Oh, I almost forgot about that. If you want to find out, how the Echo by Amazon works in the car, JJ's got a couple of videos about that. So if you want to try before you buy and see how it's working out. And then, of course, there's her singing with strangers in the car. While she does the Uber or Lyft. I'm sorry, JJ, I can't remember if you're with Uber or Lyft, but it's one of those. And lots of cool videos where she gets the people who are the fares, with permission, of course, to sing on camera. And they do know that they're on camera. It's not a sneaky thing. She has been a guest on this show, the hashtag Insane Friends show on Wednesday nights, and she even sang for us.
Yeah.
And she has a very good singing voice. And yes, I would know. I have had professional singing lessons at the insistence of my mother, who was a very accomplished singer. She was a triple threat, singing, dancing, and acting. But I am no good at singing now because I have not been practicing in years. Some people can do that and not lose it, but not me. One of those, if I don't practice, you can tell. I cannot see the chat. Let me see what's going on.
Sorry. Here, I get it up here. I'm sorry, I just trying to get this
Skype set up?
Yeah, with enough room to be able to do it.
Well, that's part of your career, so that's your insurance career, so that's important. I understand. You do.
Yeah, I just need to be more conscious of helping you, though. Because
Well,
you're my life, not just my career. Me, Ray.
While I'm trying to pull that up, we'll get the. Oh, and I can't see if who and if anybody's guessed the answer to the next question. Okay.
Here, I'm almost there. There you go. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, no.
There's only 2 people watching now? What happened? Did everybody just leave?
Did I run everyone off?
My goodness.
Yeah. Notifications. Yep, it's in-depth news coverage. Oh, you drive for both Uber and Lyft. Okay, that's what got me confused. That and my terrible memory. Yeah, some people get really excited to be on YouTube. I get the same reaction with filming their cars at the car shows. And a lot of times there's a lot more people want to get filmed than I can possibly film in a day. And then it takes me a while to edit them and put them up on the YouTube. They'll message me sometimes on Facebook and otherwise asking when I'm going to put that video up, and I'm admittedly
what was the
slow.
Question, he says.
Oh, the question was, who bought Carter car in 1909? Oh, that was GM. Wim Durant, we did that. Okay, who was inspired to develop the electric self-starting system because of Byron Carter's death? Who was inspired to develop the electric self-starting system, which we just call electric start nowadays? Back then it was called the self-starting system. Now we just call it electric start.
He hates when I do that.
Who was inspired to develop this system because of Byron Carter's death?
But I gotta do me. You see your little boy now. Hi, Zoe. I love you.
Love you too, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just a little tired right now from all this moving.
Yeah, you get aggravated.
And then I still got stuff to unload out of the van when we're done.
I'm guessing it was a GM engineer.
Nope. No, it wasn't GM. It wasn't anybody from GM.
but I don't have a name. Mr. Caps, he says. Yay, my baby.
Yep,
Like
this guy
never
founded a couple of different car companies that were later sold to a couple of different car companies.
Oh, goodness, I'm sleepy. Okay, let me see this. I'm going to cheat and I'm going to win. Who was inspired to develop the electric self-starting system because of Byron Carter's death? It's Henry.
Okay, so Carol's hint is his first name is Henry. What year? We're talking 100 years ago, between 1908 and 1915.
About the time I was born.
It wasn't Ford.
Now, there's
But
another
it's
hint.
tough. Yeah, there's a completely different Henry, and he did know the Henry Ford, which later comes into play in the next question.
JJ says, darn.
Henry with a different last name.
Barcap says Malty. No. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to give this one away. It'll make the next question a lot easier. It was.
Can I?
Yep, you can give it away.
Okay. It was Henry Leland. Henry Leland.
And so the next question is, what U.S. car companies did Henry Leland found and later sell to GM and Ford?
Bottle caps. Bottle caps, behave yourself.
And that's one way of getting the answer.
That's it. I'm about to put you on a timeout, little man.
Don't be the fun police.
Was it AMC?
AMC came quite a bit later. AMC closer to the muscle car era. This would be the first automotive renaissance. AMC and some of the others were part of the second automotive renaissance, and we are living in the third automotive renaissance. This is exciting.
Somebody said that one.
Who said that? Oh, yes, Horse's Shop.
But I thought somebody else said it before.
Who said it before? No, he said Henry Chrysler.
Oh, okay.
So Horse's Shop is the first one to mention one of the car companies that Leland founded, and it was Cadillac.
Yay!
Cadillac was Henry Leland's first car company that he ever founded. He later founded Lincoln. Now, of course, Cadillac was bought out by GM, and then later Lincoln was bought by Henry Ford for about half of what its value was.
Everybody said that Ford was the first one to ever build a car, and that's not true. He was the first to mass produce an automobile.
Yeah, that was in previous
on
live.
an assembly line.
That, and also the information about Lincoln being bought by Ford and how much and everything was part of our car trivia a couple weeks ago on our live. Yeah, we had some stuff, some interesting stuff about
I don't ever remember
Henry Leland and
trivia.
Henry Ford buying his car company and how all that went down. That's a whole nother story there.
But Ford was a brilliant marketer.
Now, Horse's Shop actually has a 100-year-old engine, or at least around 95, 100 years old. Right there it is. It's a Maytag engine.
It's interesting to see it run.
Yeah, it's actually running engine. He's got it back in a running condition, and you can see it running on his channel. It's also got some video of the Corvette Museum in Kentucky.
Isn't that a pretty picture right there? The sunset.
And he does woodworking on his channel too.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, that is a nice background photo.
Bottle cap says a 1979 Z28 sitting up front.
Wow.
Awesome. Oh, that guy.
You know, JJ mentioned the AMC. And that reminds me that the newest Transformers movie, did you notice? And I don't know if this is true yet because I haven't researched it yet, but it looked to me like the bad guy cars
Well,
were a couple of old
AMCs,
AMCs, like an
you need
AMC
to lock the
Jaguar
door if
and
it's
an
wanting to get
AMC
in the
AMX.
house. I was making a funny.
Go right ahead.
Well, horses, it's beautiful. I like that scenery. Emojis. Oh my
And
God.
another look at the Carter cars. Right here you can see a 1909 Carter car, Model H Touring.
My emojis don't work.
There's a 1912 Carter car, Model R 4-door Touring. There is an advertisement for the friction drive, which is what they call their transmission. This is the reason why William Durant bought the car company was to get his hands on that transmission, the friction drive transmission, and the patents for it. There is Byron J. Carter. He was only in his 40s when he died. There's a nice example of a Carter car. 1912. That one was of course built after Byron Carter's death. That one is a Model R Roadster. You can see in that one why I say they resemble Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I wonder if that was one of the inspirations for using that car. That was not a Carter car, though. I don't believe in that movie. It was actually a race car, purpose-built race car. There's the engine, 1911 Carter car. There's the friction drive transmission. We're mostly seeing the differential there, it looks like to me. But you move this in and out, and it's at a different spot on this wheel here. Let me see if I can get my pointer here. If you're closer to the center of this wheel by moving this shaft in and out, this would be a continuously variable transmission long before the continuously variable transmissions of today. You move this shaft to the right or the left, and it gets closer to the center of this disc or further out towards the outer diameter of this disc, and that's going to change your ratio. Of course, there's only so much horsepower you can put through that, or you'd ruin this belt right here on the wheel. But then that's true with your tires in the pavement too. You can see it again there. This disc would move towards the center of that one or further out towards the edge. There's a 1907 Carter car built before Byron Carter's death.
Right there?
Mm-hmm. No, that's where you can see the transmission right there, wide open.
That is fan 1701. Hi, how you doing?
Okay, so it should be time for muscle car appraisal here pretty soon. So everyone self-promote. Let us know what's going on your channel this last week and what you're planning on putting up next week. We can help you get some traffic. And if there's anyone in the chat you haven't connected with, please do go check out their channel and support them. And not just sub for sub, but actual true support where you watch a whole video and subscribe and hit the like button and go back later, because not everybody has their best video up first. And don't use any S words like subscribe and sub and back or return or any of that thing, any of those that could get you in trouble with the algorithm when you're connecting with people. It's not necessary. Everybody here is very supportive, and they will support you back if you support them. You don't have to ask. Everyone in the hashtag Insanefriends and the I Am a Creator group and the Mopar community and Tard Squad and Luch Mob, and who all am I forgetting? I need to make a list of really great communities and put it up here with these stickers on our board. Get off a screen share, I can show you. See what we got here. Need to put some
he asked
some
what's
communities
for
here.
dinner, and look at what I put.
Yeah, the fruits and vegetables, those are the best.
Yep.
We had salads tonight. Any more bottle caps? Any more on those Jeeps, those military Jeeps you had? He was doing some exciting work on some Jeeps in his garage.
Oh, goodness. So we back on that thing.
And Fan, it's this short comedy video. And this all video. Okay, Fan's going to have a short comedy video made in the style of Dorito and the Lucha Cabra coming in a day or two.
We're back on that screen. Yay.
He's already posted the Tannerite Tree Blast. Oh, yes. Hashtag Small Engine Nation. Bottle caps is going to have bacon and ham.
Yeah. And pork chops.
Okay,
We
one of
had
the
a
Jeeps is
salad.
gone and one of the Jeeps is in the shop. Yeah, I had bacon on my salad. So I did pig on my
I
salad
had
too.
chicken on mine.
I had chicken and bacon. I am a ruthless carnivore.
Yeah. Yesterday we had chicken and vegetables, broccoli, and quinoa. It was very good.
Daniel behind us.
Yeah. Holding my card in his hand.
We still do have motorcycles on the channel too. We got a few motorcycles, and there's going to be some more this year. More motorcycles along with the cars. And liver, I don't know about liver. Y'all just go ahead and have the liver.
Yeah, the pork liver is very good.
You can too.
He
I don't know.
just needs to let me cook liver onions for him, and he will love it. Because I don't like anybody else's liver and onions.
Supposed to be
but I
very
like
nutritious,
mine.
but I don't know.
You should try it sometime. I can always get you a steak backup.
Camaro time! Woohoo!
Hey! Long time no see. What's up,
Glad
dude?
we stuck around late. It was worth it.
Yeah, we gotta get off of here.
I know Camaro Time's got a new video because I just got done watching it.
We have to leave.
It's time for everyone to self-promote, so tell everybody about your new video.
Yeah, talk about it. Tell us. What's it called? When's
I don't remember the name of it, but I know he was cleaning the cars. While he's cleaning the cars, the pollen's falling. He literally had to have the brush and the applicator to brush the tree stuff off while he's trying to finish the cars.
Wow. Camaro Time's wife's giving me a bad name because she took him to dinner and bought him a weed eater.
Sounds like a nice dinner.
I make him take me to dinner.
And she doesn't make me weed eat. I take her to dinner and she don't make me weed eat. I need to mow again, but I'm busy moving stuff. I go unload a transmission jack and I can't even remember all the other stuff I've got loaded up there, but at least I got the engine out before I came in here. Yeah.
I think we're going to have to put Skype on that computer.
Cleanliness is next to godliness. I have been a bad boy.
Yes, he came to work and he had black all over his arms. I thought he was a black man when he walked in. I didn't know it was my cutie sweetie. And then he said, "Hi, baby, I love you." And I went, "Oh my goodness, where's my baby?" He's not there no more.
Grio's Polywax video. Yeah, Camaro Time's next video is going to be on how to start a weed eater.
Yeah. Is it gas or electric? That's a serious question.
He's got 5 auto fair videos ready to post.
Wow.
Brake video, and several other ones to post. I've got a corded electric that doesn't work anymore. Those things they're kind of nice because then you don't have to do all that pulling and arguing with the thing to get it started, and you don't have to mix the fuel.
Have you seen this? This says, love, 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 love. Yeah, yeah.
This says I've been working. See all the dirt? This is supposed to be black.
Well, I was working too, and this says love all day long.
But it's covered in shop dust.
All day long. It said love, 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 love. Okay.
The tree blast video, I forgot to include the tree falling at the end.
Oh.
Yeah, so it'll be in the next video. You're right, fan. Electric weed eaters never need carb cleaning or fuel lines, and yeah, I bet you did. I'm waiting for those lithium-ion ones to get good enough to be able to have one of those. And same thing with the hedge trimmers. It'd be nice to have a really good lithium-ion hedge trimmer thing. But our yard is too big for the corded electric anything anyway.
Yeah. Well, we got to go, baby. The other people gonna be on here in a minute. And we're gonna be on top of them. We don't need to be on top of them.
That's true. Got to make room for muscle car appraisal coming on at 9 p.m.
They're awesome.
Make sure you tell them that.
Tell them you came from Saneauto.
That's right. And don't forget to share your videos on Saneauto Facebook page to get more views. And pictures of your projects, videos of from your channel, pictures of your projects, that's the sort of thing. Put on the Saneauto Facebook, try to get yourself some more exposure. We'll blow that page up and get more people on that page and get your videos out there.
Stay on the couch, don't get dirty.
Till the next video, get off the couch and get dirty.
Clean.
I'm going to go finish unloading that van.
And I'm going to stay clean.
Thank you all for coming.